What's going on, guys? It's Expert Greatness here from IXO Gaming, and today I'm bringing you a video that's not about the gameplay. It's kind of the start of a new little mini-series of me just talking about the NFL Draft, and I'm sorry if you're not interested in that, but I'll title the videos in a way so that if you're not, you won't have to watch, or you won't think that it's, a normal commentary or whatever. So basically the gameplay doesn't matter, so I think I go 30-5, whatever. It starts off a bit slow, by the way. Anyways, so we're just going to start off this first episode of this series by talking about the first 10 picks, and then the second one is going to be the next 11, and then the third one is going to be the last 11 in the first round of the NFL Draft, 2012. Okay. So basically, the first pick in the NFL Draft is going to be made by the Indianapolis Colts, barring a trade, which is, it's possible, but it's probably not going to happen because pretty much the surest bet ever at quarterback position is in this draft in Andrew Luck. And he's the safest pick for the Colts because nobody's going to get fired over picking Andrew Luck, most likely because that's who everybody thinks they should pick. There's a little bit of talk about RG3 there, but Robert Griffin III, if you don't know. But I doubt it because just the risk that there is, even though I like Robert Griffin III a lot, which is actually the next pick by the Redskins, who traded up in the draft to get this guy. Most trades like this happen on draft day, but with the new CBA and the rookie pay scale, it's probably going to become more frequent to see trades like this before the draft. And the Redskins traded up to the Rams, and they're most likely going to draft Robert Griffin III. And if by some miracle chance Robert Griffin III gets taken by the Colts, or the Colts trade that and somebody else takes him, then I'll probably just take Andrew Luck. But that's probably not going to happen, so... and that's probably what should happen. I think they're both good fits. I see Andrew Luck in a Colts uniform, and I can see that turning out well in the future. Probably not the first year. Obviously they need more pieces, and they also need, other things. And same with the Redskins, but I think they're both going to be good quarterbacks, and they're two of the best in my opinion. And yeah, so they're going to be most likely good quarterbacks in this league. The next pick, Minnesota Vikings, number 3 overall. Barring a trade, which is possible for almost anybody except for teams that have already traded, like the Redskins. They're probably going to take, not Riley Reef, Matt Khalil, the offensive tackle from USC, I believe. And that's because they just suck at tackle. And, they could take Morris Claiborne because they're not very deep at corner, and Antoine Winfield's getting old. But I doubt it. I doubt they take Richardson. They have Adrian Peterson, and that's really, after that, maybe Justin Blackman. I could kind of see they're not the best at wide receiver, but yeah, it's gonna be Matt Khalil. So the next pick is the Browns, and this is where things get interesting because those 3 picks are almost sure bets. This one is could be anything. They could take Morris Claiborne, the cornerback from LSU. They could take Trent Richardson, the running back from Alabama, or they could take Justin Blackman. And some people even think they might take Ryan Tannehill, who I am not high on at all. I don't think he's going to be a great pro unless he sits for a few years. And even then, I don't see him being a Peyton Manning or like a star quarterback. I could just see him being a decent, quarterback for a team that's good on like defense. You know what I mean? Like maybe a Ben Roethlisberger, but not quite that Pro Bowl level. So I don't think they take him. To be honest, I see them taking Justin Blackman. And then taking Brandon Weeden, the other quarterback from Oklahoma State, because they played together in college, in the second round. So that's that, and I'm high on Brandon Weeden, by the way. So the next pick is the 5th pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if Morris Claiborne falls, they're probably going to take Morris Claiborne. Aqib Talib is a question at the cornerback position. Yeah, and Morris Claiborne's the best cornerback in the draft, and some people think he's better than Patrick Peterson was last year. I don't, but a lot of people do, so, whatever. Next pick is number 6. This is the Rams, who, if you listened earlier, they traded back, actually, from the number 2 pick to the number 6. They got a bunch of future picks. It was a really good deal for them, and it was a good deal for the Redskins if Robert Griffin pans out and if they get him. So the Rams are probably, if Justin Blackman falls, who's the receiver from Oklahoma State, they'll probably take him. But like I said, I think the Browns are going to take him. I think Trent Richardson is the best player on the board at this point. But but I don't think they're going to take him. They have Steven Jackson, and a lot of teams feel like number 6 is too high for any running back. So I think here they're probably going to reach and take Riley Reef, although I think the better selection would be maybe Melvin Ingram or even a guy like Courtney Upshaw, David DeCastro. I'm really high on David DeCastro. I know his guard, but I mean, they're probably going to reach to take Riley Reef, who's a decent tackle, but, you know, whatever. So that's what I think about that. Number 7 pick is going to be taken by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And a lot of people are saying Quentin Coples, but if you look at the Jaguars' past draft history, they don't really take guys that have character issues and stuff that often. Like, you know, I remember a couple years back with the 10th pick, they took Tyson Alualu instead of a ton of guys that they could have taken above that were maybe more talented but didn't have as high a character. So I think here they're going to take Melvin Ingram, who I am high on. I think this is going to be a great pick for them, and he's going to be a great player. I think he's a really good guy. He doesn't have character issues, and he's going to be a force at the defensive end position. And I think that's really their only option. And I don't think I think he's still on the board at number 7, although I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't say it's a bad pick if, like, Cleveland or somebody took him. So, next pick, number 8 overall, is going to be made by the Miami Dolphins. So this is where I think Tannehill is going to come off the board, although I think it's going to be a terrible pick for the Dolphins. And I also think, and in my opinion, this is probably going to set the franchise back unless they sit him for 2 years minimum, which I doubt they're going to do for a number 8 overall pick. I mean, maybe he turns out to be a really good guy and I'm wrong. It's happened before. I'm not the most educated person, by the way, so this is just my thoughts and stuff. But yeah, so I think they're going to take Ryan Tannehill, and I don't think they should. They could use offensive line help, David DeCastro. They could use, maybe a linebacker like Luke Kuechly or Courtney Upshaw off the edge. I mean, there's a number of ways they could go here, but I think they're going to do this, and I don't think it's a good pick. But anyways, next pick is number 9 overall with the Carolina Panthers, who struck gold last year with Cam Newton. And they really need defensive tackle help. This is a kind of an interesting spot. There's a bunch of defensive tackles in the game or in the draft this year that are good, but I think they take Dontari Poe, he's good. I don't think he's the best tackle, but I think he's the highest on most teams' boards right now. Just because of what he did at the combine, he's a really big guy, and he could run really fast. That's basically what you need to know. But I think he has a bit of character issues, and I don't know. He's not, in my opinion, a top 10 talent, but whatever. He could be a good pro. I don't think this is a terrible pick at the Panthers taking, but that's what I think they're going to do. So the Bills. This is where I think Quentin Coples is going to go, because he can learn from a guy like Mario Williams off the other side, Mario Williams has really good character. Maybe, he takes him under his wing or whatever. And I actually really like this pick, because Quentin Coples is a top 10 talent, no doubt. And he could really do good for the Bills. Him and Mario Williams could be the next Lamar Woodley, James Harrison thing, you know what I mean? So that's what I think there. So those are my just kind of projections for the top 10 picks. I mean, there's a number of ways the teams could go. Obviously, the Browns at number 4 could take Trent Richardson, which I think would be a great pick as well. And I could see them still going Weeden in the second round or even a receiver. And they also have a number 22 pick later on number 22 overall in the first round later on that we'll get to in not the next video, but the video after, I think. And so yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing I think we'll see play out on draft day. There's a few things. The Panthers could go a number of directions. The Dolphins, like I said, I think they're going to take Tannehill, but I don't think they should. I don't think any team should touch Tannehill in the first round. That's just me, though. Graham Harrell played way better at Texas Tech, and I think they had a different offense and stuff, but he went in, like, the 6th round, and I couldn't even tell you what team he's on right now. But, that's not totally why, but that's part of the reason. Like I said, I don't know everything about this stuff. I'm not, like, Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, or Mike Mayock, or Charles Davis, or anything. These are guys that are well-known in the media for, well, at least to me, they're pretty smart on this subject, but, off of everything I've heard, this is kind of what I think is going to happen. Trent Richardson might not fall. There's a few other guys that fell a little bit. Courtney Upshaw, I mentioned him a few times, but he's rising up and down. That could be interesting to watch out. He might not even go in the first round, although I think he's a really good player, and I would hate to see him go to the Steelers because I hate the Steelers, and I think he would be a perfect fit there and do a lot of damage. And yeah, so that's kind of just a summary of my first round, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like NFL at all, and if you like the NFL draft, it's really something that I get into a lot, and every year I kind of look forward to it. Some years even more than the Super Bowl, like this year, for example. Um, yeah, that was the gameplay, guys. I think I went 30-5. It kind of was slow at first, but it picked up at the end. Capture the flag. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed. Peace.